I am Kit, and this is me 13 weeks on low-dose testosterone and finasteride. As I said before, there was no week 12 video because I was out of town visiting family over the weekend. However, there hasn't been many changes between weeks 10, 11, 12, and 13. Mostly it's just been the acne has been progressing. It has reached my forehead now. That's kind of irritating, but at least it's not horrible. I never had really bad acne growing up, so I'm glad that it hasn't increased anymore this time around. My voice has, I think it's been dropping. The app says it's going down. However, I have had a cold this week, so I'm not guaranteeing that this week's is quite accurate. I did it 3 times just to see what would come out, and it's been all over the place. So I suspect that my cold might be interfering with an accurate reading. My face, I haven't noticed any facial change myself, but as people have been commenting on it, I am trying to look at image pictures I took before in my pre-T times to see if there's any difference. I suppose I see a little bit of difference around the chin. I'm not sure that there's anything big to recognize yet from people who don't regularly see me. It doesn't have a real masculine shape yet. My body is changing according to how I expect it with my new diet and fasting. I have started to lose some weight around my hips, which I considered to be a masculinizing trait, as females tend to hold more weight in their hips and thighs. I assumed that just losing waist weight was a feminine trait, and that losing hip and booty weight was more of a masculinizing trait, since that is what men tend to have smaller of. I don't know specifically if that's what it means, but it's kind of nice to see those changes also happening. My muscle mass, I haven't noticed any specific increases. I have been working the last 2 weeks. It hasn't been high intensity work, so I don't know that it's really increasing anything at the time, but it does feel like the heavy wood and materials I carry around at work do seem less stressful on my body than they used to. The Finasteride is doing what it's supposed to be doing as far as I can tell. I still don't have any facial hair, no increased body hair, no noticeable balding, and no bottom growth. My skin and hair haven't become any more oily than usual. My body scent still hasn't changed, and my sex drive is still is pretty non-existent as it's ever been. I keep expecting something to spike there, especially after 3 months, but no changes there yet. My mood has been pretty stable since I've been working. My stress levels have gone down. I do really thrive on a regular schedule like that. I have had more energy to be around people, as evidenced by spending so much time with my family last weekend. I was still really exhausted a lot of the time, but that may also be chalked up to having a couple of little kids running around all day asking for your attention. My social dysphoria is still where it's always been. I'm not getting any confusion about my gender yet. My therapist did recommend that I start integrating more my trans identity with my real life, as I've sort of kept them separate from each other. I have started trying to wear a they/them pronoun pin while I'm out in public. I say trying because sometimes I can do it, and sometimes the anxiety is so overwhelming that I have to take it off and hide it in my pocket before I get inside. I have also started asking people close to me to start using my chosen name more often. I don't know if I even want it all the time, but sometimes here and there, sort of mixing it up with my given name is just another attempt to try to bring these two parts of me together. I don't see that there's anything else to talk about right now, so I will see you in week 14.